Liberia will rise again.
Well, it's a very pleasant welcome. This is Sports Talk. Listen into our sports. It comes away Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Today is the 22nd of April, 2023. Let me see. Good evening to you all. If you're on your way driving, going home, if you spend a whole day in school, tired from school and trying to get back home, or if you are already home in the comfort of a living room, your bedroom, whatever you are in the public space, I'd love to wholeheartedly welcome you the first edition of the week in the month of April. Today is the 22nd. Like I said, let me wish you the Ricardo Kaka, the Brazilian midfielder, and also the former international Mikel Obi. Today is a birthday as well as my own friend Bolo Wesley celebrates on today. Let me say happy birthday to you guys. But my name is Ben. This is Chris. Let's say welcome to a very important conversation on here, and I think we must roll this. It's very, very important.
Yes, it's very important for us to discuss the growth of Liberian football, grassroots football, our players. I'd like to say happy belated birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Your birthday came at a very nice time over the weekend on a Friday. How was it?
It was nice, not bad. It's just not a good thing, to celebrate a birthday. And
On a
somebody
Friday.
said, yeah,
On
it
a
was on
Friday.
Friday, but it was just an ordinary birthday. I didn't do anything extra. Somebody said, why you always, who asked you for the age or something like that? but Friday made me 42. That's a good number.
That's a good number. There are many who wishing to reach that number. Like you said, it's a very interesting discussion. Liberian young star has been in the news internationally for making a move to Sweden. We'll be discussing him. Who's that kid? You get to know. We have interview about him. The national county sports meet has reached its last 8 when everyone actually eager, anticipating to see their counties at the Samarkand Sports Complex in the quarterfinals, and it will kick off on Saturday with some
27th.
27 with some interesting matches. And I can say football is Liberian life, and we have to live it.
That's it. We have to live it. We have to fall in love with it. So, Chris Walker have rolled up a discussion to you. We're going to discuss Liberia brightest young talents that are maneuvering the way to go straight from Liberia in Africa to Europe. That's where we want to see our kids play. Gone the years in the early 90s and so forth, mid 90s, most of our players were playing in Europe. You have players playing in France. We have players playing in Italy. We have players also playing in England, Greece, and so forth.
France.
At the time, France. And our team, our national team, were very, very strong. And I think it was our best ever campaign when we reached 16th in Africa.
Yes.
Yeah, 16 in Africa, I think 60, something in the world. That's the closest we've ever claimed, or the farthest we ever claimed the FIFA lineup. But now we're, I think, 170 something. So, but
We have to play preliminary.
yeah, that number needs to be, better. We need to better that standing. So we will look at a few of our prospects in the last 4 or 5 years. Our football hasn't been bad. As a naysayers, we think we have been able to oversee players like Oscar Dolly playing for Sparta, players like Samson Dwyer is with Victoria Pearson. We've been able to see young talent, the Divantia. By the way, share his birthday with me, April 19. He turned 18. He was able to sign a professional contract with Hammond B. We've been able to see Sam Moses played 2 international games for Liberia, go to Europe. We've also been able to see the prospects of players there, Adahachi Samuka, having the link to Europe, as well as Emmanuel Foley and Emmanuel Candace Cole. They all been to Sweden and had tryouts and are going to go back. So you can see the prospects, and there's plenty of reason why I think we have to discuss the issue of our grassroots football and the role the football authorities have been playing to improve the. And to do so, we started to call the experts, on the platform. We've got Sekou DeGeorges Manoba, as most people call him. He is the coach of Real Moja, and he also the female coach, female under 17.
He's the CEO of Real Moja.
and then he's under 17 female national team coach. He's also we also are invited of journalists based right in Sweden, where most of our players are trying to go this time around. So we've got Efren Harris Weah. He will be on. He's one of our regular panelists, on the platform. We've also have got
Akeem Mo.
Akeem Mo.
Coincidentally,
he represents the interests of the player. He is the president of Nimad FC, second division SAR. SAR News, SAR already get at the close of the second division league season, but nonetheless, they make a big break, by selling their brightest talent or gem, from Liberia on FC Nimad straight to Hamad B in the form of Divantia, who've signed a 4-year contract. So we will also talk to Akeem Mo, who's currently in Sweden. So it's going to be a fascinating discussion. Like my buddy put it, we have the county meet. It's reached the last 8 of the competition, and SKD will be the one venue. Okay, football and kickball, fantastic games coming up in the next couple of days or so.
So in the county meet, the quarterfinals, there are big counties who have made it to the quarterfinals. Disappointingly, the only host county that did not make it to the last 8 in both categories, which is kickball and football, is Margibi County. So the kickball team and the football team did not qualify for the last 8 of the competition. So here are the pairings for the football in the National County Sports Meet. If you have been waiting for this, it's River G County. After so many years in the bush, are back in town, and they will take on motivated Bon County with the legs of Sekou Sharif, who one may say is the most expensive player in this county meet, because Senator Johnny Bay went out to get him played for Bon County. The second game on Saturday, we'll see Grand Gide take on Nima, and that's a local derby. Grand Gide against Nima. They have so many ties, political, warring fashion tie, and they are so close. I can remember I covered a game in the same county meet, Grand Gide versus Nima. You could see officials of both counties coming to say, if you are to lose any game, this should not be this game. We can lose against Nima. We cannot lose against Grand Gide. So if you are to die, we will bury you. The family will be proud of you. I'm saying to you, I went into the team dressing ground to get the listing county 2 years back, and I'm like,
that's the team news. I mean,
yeah, that's the officials are coming to say, if you die in this game, your family will be proud of you, and you will have a very good funeral. I'm like, wow. So it tells you how important this rivalry between Nima and Grand Gide. And I think it is good for football also, which our teams could have that in time pass. We have the legs of Barak Young Controller against Liska. If you hear BYC playing Liska, you know what it means. I think the highest LFA generated in so many years came from that game, BYC versus Liska. So let's go back on Sunday. It will be a cracker when the Bassa Boys of Grand Bassa County take on the Citizens, the City Boys of Monserrado County in game 1. And entertaining Bombing will take on Lofa County, the North Lofa County. And I think that's a game everyone wishing to see the legs of James Tappert going against promising, most talk about Jonathan Freeman, the legs of how do you call him? Lawrence Kuhlman. And that Bombing team, I think I have seen classical football, but Lofa, on the other hand, have some good players. The leg of James Tappert, Alexander Cortez, the legs of I think
Vando Sani is playing for.
Vando Sani is playing for Grand Bassa County, along with Theo Williams from Ganave FC, who scored 37 or 38 goals in the second division.
39 goals.
39 goals in this. So 39 goals in 25 appearances. He missed so many games. So I think he has shown that in the county meet, and it will be something you can go out for on Saturday and Sunday. If you don't have nowhere to go, the county meet, and we are still working our modalities to bring you all of the quarterfinals matches live on Intersports. So that's it for the training issue. I think this county meet has proven to be extra from the others because Ben, we watched few games at the ATS. I haven't seen that so much delay when the team is leading in the county meet, where you see players are falling, getting up, and just eating up the time. I think I haven't seen it in this county meet. Like Ephraim said the last time we had football in the county meet have improved.
Definitely improve, and given the fact that we've got more artificial pitches, I think it helping to improve the quality of the game. A few years back, there was this discussion about match fixing on the final day. But now, with the involvement of people like Andy Kwame, who get so much more experience in football, I mean, at the Ministry of Youth and Sports, we're playing our final round of matches together. So like we see in any European competition, or even in Africa, the African Cup of Nations or the World Cup, the last round of matches are played together. So as a what we call match fixing. So given the fact that we have adapted those things, I think we head in somewhere, and our players are less injury-free these days because of the availability of those artificial pitches. We have to say courtesy to the Liberia Football Association for giving Liberian people in the counties the opportunity to play on those turfs, where, like the government will always say, this county meet is a deliverable. This government is deliverable. Their intent is deliver to the Liberian people, not so much more about who wins here or not, but they want to unite our people. They want for people to sing to the same song. I mean, drum together, dance together, the tradition, they hold it up, and so forth. So there's been a
and most importantly, to scatter younger talents.
But now there was a heated argument on Wednesday.
And I think that argument, we need to come up with that argument. I think because
and different we was on with Fatoumata Barry and me and you, we really had it. Nobody could be declared a winner ever. Who should play in the country? Who should not play?
Why?
Why? All that kind of stuff. But there's another argument for another day. So we previewed the quarterfinal matches for you specifically in the football category. You follow me into sports, the program Sports Talk. We talking basically today. Our Brett Haaland is going to Europe at a very, very young age. So many more for them. We can get the express on one at a time. I see Aki Mo. He is there. I will ask our guys in production studio to please bring Aki Mo on. And I also see DJ Sporting. He's a coach in Sweden. And also, let's say welcome. The guys always come. Different, let's say welcome.
And good for my end. Hello to Liberians, and we're here to talk Liberian football. Aki, what's up, my man? I mean, Miss
Aki, what's up?
Man.
Not bad.
You know. Aki, football money now. I feel so envious. I mean.
No, but you know, once you dedicate your time to something, you must hew the lot of it. And I think this is what Aki is benefiting from now. And it hasn't. I think I haven't seen that in a very long time, for a player to be signed from Liberia, where the club will be represented. Hamabe paid for Akimo and Divan Mother to be at that signing ceremony. I stand to be corrected. Which player left Liberia and
parents were there.
The parent, his club was represented. Akimo, how was it?
Yeah, thank you, Chris. I think it was exciting. There was a dream come true, and this motivated me. I'm being reinvigorated to focus on grassroots football. It's an honor. It was really an honor to be here. You know, this project has lasted for more than 17 years. You had the likes of Sam Johnson going there for my hands. You had the likes of Archie Harvey, Andrew Nangbe, all of them came to Sweden for my hands. So it was Ivan Tier that actually opened up a new chapter for young and youthful Liberian players, talented ones. And you can see today that from Divine sporting agency that came to the country, the Scots. Today we have Samose is doing his 2-month internship, will be coming back to Liberia. It's from Divine. You had the opportunity of Emmanuel Sie coming for a trial. It's from Divine. You have Kanesco also. So I'm excited that through our links, Liberia is starting to get reconnected to the rest of the world. And pretty soon we will be providing the likes of Dior Williams, the likes of Tuli Johnson. I hate to see somebody announce this. I think it's just a reoccurrence, and we have to keep focused and understand that we got a lot to do back home. I'm returning home with a mindset. I'm returning home with a changed mind about Liberian football and how we can make it better.
And how long is this partnership going to last? Because Liberians have got too much interest in seeing their young talents move to Europe at the age of 16, 17, 18. For too long, we have witnessed other African players dominate the European scene. We haven't seen our own.
Yeah, Ben, I think there's an opportunity for us. The Scots continue to go to Liberia, but few things they are not being cool with is that the reception given them. Let me just give you an example. Last night I was with the Scot, and the people of Jamaica and Tanzania invited them over. The FA invited them over, but they are looking at their timing. They had to be back in Liberia in May, and so just imagine the FA is inviting them, and so it's something that Liberia need to take advantage of, because those guys are not just coming for Divine and Kanesco. They are saying there are many Divines there. So this project is a long project. It's a project that we can benefit from, but Liberians are still overlooking the way football is being looked at around the world. We need to take serious hint in terms of how we promote young players and how we prepare those young players for future, because it has been a very long time that Scots start visiting Liberia, and if they are starting to come to our country, then that means that we should be firstly open up. There should not be an issue about disrespect and debating on issues that we know that are not important for the player well-being. It should be an issue of the club's benefit and how best some of our coaches can also be trained to prepare players for the Scandinavia, because it's a different football here. My perception of Liberian football now is far different. It's a different football. So the partnership is going to last longer based upon our relationship and respect for the Scots that we continue to invite to the country.
Akimo, I know we will talk more about our relationship. How can we better this relationship? You care to tell Liberians how it all started with this Divine Tier project? How did it all started recruiting Divine Tier? At which age you got him? And what you saw in him at the time?
Thank you, Chris. We firstly saw Divine in Guave when I thought to visit from international Sam Johnson, a player who also played under me back then when I was coaching Nima FC. And I saw this brilliant kid, and I knew that he had future. And I spoke to Sam. Sam self is a very smart footballer. He knew that the kid was a diamond in the diet. And by then he had the Sam Johnson Academy. And so we thought to recruit him. So I recruited him and brought him on the Sam Johnson Academy, the likes of Daniel Yuma, the likes of Natu Swen, Waka Keita. But then they were all much more smaller. Approximately Divine were around 12 years old, 12, 13. And we had the opportunity to put them together into a particular grouping. called the Sam Johnson Academy. Like 1 year after, I will not want to forget. Let me also applaud the Mustafa Raji regime. The first term was very good, and they continue to exhibit the staff into introducing grassroots football, which is very better for our country's future. Divan was firstly taken from our academy. He and Natu Swen taken to Tanzania, led by the young VPO Raymond Smith, where they play in the under 15. They was invited, and it was where Divan started to boom. And he returned to Liberia. We had this issue with the Sam Johnson Academy. So Massa, who is another astonishing female, who actually loved soccer and was then managing the academy of Sam Johnson, but they could not partnership anymore. So there was a breakup. And I was sitting in the middle because it was Sam who introduced me to Massa, but I looked up between the line and I thought, who could have carried this project further, because that was my dream. All my time I've spent beyond grassroots football. I did not want to see those kids go like that. So we tried to reintroduce to Massa Football Academy, where we organized properly and we got those kids back into training. And a few years after, we start to have these connections. When he had his first county meet with Nimba County, where you had Coach Emmanuel Keke coaching, and he invited a few of them, and Divan started from there. Divan is an amazing kid that did not stop. I took up all my time during our academy time. I am from this background that I always thought that amongst the generation of football players, there will be the brightest, there will be the brighter, and there will be the bright ones. And I saw Divan at the brightest. At the age of 13, 14, Divan kicked not less than 20 balls every practice at that age. Not less than 20 balls after every practice. After I trained the team, put them into normal 5v5, 4v4, 6v6, 7v7. Then we play 11 aside. Then he alone with me to do a lot of kicking, because I saw that one strength I discovered in Little Divine back then was his ability to pass a ball on a 7 aside feet from a goal post to the next goal. I saw that as his greatest strength. So I thought to ride on that and build it up properly, that tomorrow it will be a weapon that he can use for mass destruction in football. And ultimately, that weapon is a weapon that every Liberian saw when I took him to the first community league. It was being held at the technical center, but then we used the name Massa Football Academy. And at the same time, I was still working with Nimba FC. And when I took him there, we did not qualify that season. But so the surprising thing was we won almost all the individual awards. We had Natu Swain being named the best defender. We had Daniel Yuma winning the higher goal scorer. And we had Devantia being the MVP. It beat the imagination of the people of Carisburg. They could not understand why we were not sent for a playoff to qualify to the championship. It wasn't, and it was a story. And the next time I thought that we came back to Monrovia, there were too many youth tournaments being held. Divine expertise in free kicks and scoring goals tend to present to the public as being because there are many youth tournaments. So he got very worried about wanting to play, because every time he appeared in a tournament, you were here. No, he cannot play. He at that level, but he was at no level. But he was just a juniors. He was just a juniors, and so
wow.
I had to loan him. I had to loan him to BYC too, because he wasn't just about a kid who was looking at getting money. He wanted to play back then. So if he had not been playing, automatically I think it would have broken him down. So I got him properly. I spoke to my friend, brother Nathaniel Sherman. I said, two of my kids, their experience, the performance, their junior performance has actually pushed them from participating in U4 tournament these days. And that killer ball when we defeated CC United in the Alfonso Ama tournament, 3-1 with Daniel Yuma scoring the brace and Divan scoring from a set piece. That's here Liberia knew that those guys were going too fast, and so they started to ban them. And I loaned them for the second phase to BYC2, and those kids came out with flying color. I consider it as a graduation. Now, what I consider that performance to be, it was a graduation from the Master Football Academy to the bigger stage with Raul as a affectionately calling Daniel Yuma. We call him Raul, scoring like 9 goals in the second phase, and Divine giving almost 17 assists and scoring like 7 goals. And after that season, I had to return to the registry of our academy, and later on, we created this partnership with Lima FC, which I co-managed the both institutions. So I thought that it was a very better pathway that would give the young lad the opportunity to play more, that he would be seen. And so he went there. But then we had an arrangement with Coach Emmanuel Keke, who also is a youth coach. He believes in youthful talents. After working with Divine at Nima County, he was brought on to Nima FC. And I brought the likes of Natu Swear, the likes of Divine Tier, the likes of Daniel Yuma. And it was a very much splendid season for us. And they performed, and Divine got called to the Honor 17. When we got the call up, we did not see it as a strange thing, because we knew that Divine was going to blow up, and all Koli were also going to do. It was just a matter of time and how they got prepared. And so he played with the Honor 17, and later on got promoted, got called on by the former Honor 20 coach, Coach Tafa Mane. And coincidentally, I was appointed as a co-head to the team that left for Mauritania, and having 2 brilliant players for my own team on that team, I think it was a plus to watch and rate and grade them, and have interaction with other scouts and agents that came to the country to watch the WAFU tournament. And at that tournament, I don't know how the Frenchman called 22, but I mean it was widely being sent doing every under 20 national team game. The first game against Cape Verde, Divine picked up the game. He was very brilliant. The second game, he took the man of the match. And you know, there was too many scouts there, Senegalese, and there were French, there was Swedish, and a lot of scouts there by then. And my phone, my local line, I was using Kuna Rest. And everybody was calling me for the next James Diba. I will call him. And it was something exciting from that point. I got to know that our project was not going to fail. With those young ladies we are committed our time to. And the last game against Guinea, where we got put on the tournament, Divine came from the bench, scored, and gave 2 assists. That game we lost 4-3 to Guinea. And again, the performance got me too many phone calls. We returned to the country, and Divine turned to be a player of Nima FC, where the team was built around him. Everything that played us was worried about Divine Tier. And some of the games that actually saw him, let me also say thank you to Dream Big. Dream Big also did a lot of work, because each and every one of our players, we started to watch them on YouTube. The game versus Watanga in the Orange Cup, the home and away game, where we defeated Watanga in the quarterfinal to go to the semi-final. It was when people got to understand that Divine was not just a football player. But Chris, to make the long story short, I think we have worked on these projects and we continue to work on this project because we feel that the future of Liberia totally lies in the youthful players. It was God who actually allowed me to come here. I was been denied visa. I don't have the right to Sweden, but God knows that my vision for youthful football is so important in Liberia. So He allowed them to not even give me no tough time. He gave me visa because my attitude, my perception about Liberian football in terms of the way it's being ran. I tell you that if you gave me a club in the first league to coach today, I'm going to recruit not older than 19 years old, and with the support I'm going to place for a club, I will carry the league. You for that
Okay,
very important.
okay.
And I
What a
want
narrative.
Yeah, I think
And
working encyclopedia or Divantia.
Divantia, he could go on and on and on and on. And even we can stop laughing.
It's a walking encyclopedia.
If we don't stop him, he's going to continuously.
I think you have to write a book for Divantia.
Yeah,
I was
but
so
that's
good.
wonderful.
I was so good.
Ephraim, let's go to Ephraim now. You have been in Sweden for years. What do you make of this exodus of Liberian players, youth football for that matter, into Sweden? Is it a good place for our young players?
Yeah, the first thing you need to look at is that when you look at Swedish players, look at players in the north of Europe, Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Liberian players are ahead of them when it comes to decision making and football IQ. So the Liberian players coming to Sweden at this age, especially Divantia, Akimo said Divan is the next James Diba. Let me disagree with him right there. Divan is not the next James Diba. He's more than Diba. More.
I mean, Diba got fair with you.
For his age, if he stay focused and committed to his game, he will go to the top, man. Extra man. So that I'm gonna be right. We've been looking at this sign of Divantia, not only in Liberia, but the Swedish people been also discussing it. I will have something to just, if you look at my people, have been writing a lot to just confirm some things, Hammarby signed Divantia to create. Because if you look at African players around Europe, to find a player 18, 19 with that ability to create opportunity, someone that can change the dynamics of the game. So if you put Divine in the game, he will change the game for you. So I'm gonna be looking at 5 years from now. They know when you find a player like Divantia, that is very, very difficult to find. Very, very difficult. He creates, he scores, he cool the game down, he can lift up the expectation of the fans, and he just exceptional player, When I was in Liberia, Divine play again, I think Jubilee or one of the teams in Division 2, and I got versed with the whole team, the opponent. I said, listen, you play with someone like Divantia on the pitch and you just allow him to be roomy. I think Akimo will you that they staying on the sides. I said, but these guys, they are not smart. And show. After 15 minutes, game was 2-2. So Divantia will be more than James Diba if you remain focused. That's number one. Number two, Hammarby, great business for them. And looking at the exceptional ability of Divantia, looking at Sam Moses, and looking at the future, a lot of young players in Liberia. What we need to do now is for us to develop more Divantia. We need to focus on exceptional players. Let me tell you, in football business, they will only buy exceptional players. In Liberia, you see the man, like Liberia is FCC. You see Irish players, they want to come to you to play. No. Only exceptional players. So look at Divantia. We need to look at Divantia attributes, like personality, look at his game character, put it together, and then we use as a roadmap, a blueprint to look for more players like Divantia to keep this window open. Dewey Johnson came, Dear William came. After that time, it took us a long time. We brought St. Johnson pop up, and after St. Johnson, we struggle again to get one more Liberian player at the top level. Now Divan opening. We'll start seeing Divan after July because I just checked transfer market and said transfer will be concluded on the 2nd of July. Okay, then so then we'll see in the league. So I think Hammarby they sign an exceptional player, a creator. Bro, to find a player like Divantier, right? It's very, very difficult. Difficult. But we can find it in Liberia, we know how to develop it. Now we can look at Hammarby, how they were developing. Akimo is here. He need to ask more questions right now. Got an opportunity with Hammarby.
What are the questions you think Akimo need to ask Hammarby?
What want you to help us with some ideas how to identify marketable players. What kind of players you guys are looking for? You found Divantier. What gave you the courage or assurance to sign Divantier? Because let me know I can pull up my phone now. I can show you agreements and shout out to Masa Akimo, all the people behind Divantier. They negotiated with the right idea. I think they gave them 10,000 offer before they said no. Hammarby had to change that contract over and over. I think 2 or 3 times. Akimo was I got all the contract in my phone. Okay, so shout out to them. But we need to ask Hammarby, listen, if we want to find marketable players, what are some of the attributes we need to be looking for? Height, IQ, discipline, character. You know, you can get a player fit within 1 month. But bro, you cannot give an Irish player an exceptional IQ. So we need to pay attention to IQ. We need to find them on the 8, the 9, 10, 11. You got 8 years to develop. 8. That's when if we bring in your 11, 7 years, you bring out 13, you got maybe 5, 14, 15, maybe 4, 5 years. And now let's look at the response to the demand on Divantier now in Sweden. When Hammarby starts to play Divantier, they'll be looking for his ability to create scoring opportunity, not to score goal, to create. Because if you look at his passes, when I watched Divantier who play in the Waffle Cup, they brought in second half. All the ball he played forward, and he kicked a long ball, went straight to the goal. So I was like, what that man play picking on the bench, right? So we need to look at how Divantier is playing and look in the league, compare notes, start looking at where he passes are learning. Okay, Divantier passes straight in the box in the assist zone. Very simple, very amazing. So big opportunity for Liberia, but Divan he will be more than James Siba if he really focus. Because some players give them 10,000, 100,000, forget it now. I think they arrive. So Akimo, you gotta keep him grounded. Hey, bro, man, I still lay down the floor and sleep, man.
Okay. The thoughts of Ephraim Weir, we still having him. Elon Sakit Mo, he's the president of Nimat FC, football administrator. I mean, the way he explained, but the player can be a good PRO and coach as well. So nice to have a fellow like that. But I want to welcome football enthusiasts all across the world to this show. Today, we basically turn our attention to the path for young Liberian talents that are joining from grassroots football to Europe and so forth. And we'll talk a lot about Divantier. And we'll still stick our conversation around Divantier because sometime last year, there was an amazing news in the magazine that came out where some British newspaper, I think the Telegraph or so,
that's the Guardian.
The Guardian newspaper, they were profiling the top 60 brightest young footballing talents around the world. And it mystified most people to see that Divantier was among those top footballers. I'm just trying to review the list again. I see Brazilian Endrick. And Endrick has scored a couple of goals playing for Brazil national team, scoring against Spain and I think against England or so. So if you see Divantier is being lacking to players like that are now getting on the big stage, you know that, the kid will be a gem and he's a diamond, like his manager said. But what do you make of that news months ago when that story broke or was reported by the Guardian newspaper? Ephraim.
Listen, when people read about Divantier, I'm not surprised. Divantier coming to Hammarby submit information to big scouting network. The first thing we need to look at, how a club will sign a player. Okay, the business people in the club, they sign a player. They look at the player and say, listen, this guy within 10 years he'll be valued at 20 million. 20 million. Okay. So when they pass that information to Sporting Network, they start selling that player, creating his value before he even kick one ball. So you should look at the business idea behind it, beyond that news story, right? Beyond that news. Put him out there, start increasing his value right now. Like this guy, what's this sports journalist I always share all this transfer news? Just forgetting his
Fabrizio.
Yeah, Fabrizio read about let's see, one kid all the way in Lofa County, bro. Even Real Madrid want to see that player. So the European people are very smart. They make friends with sports journalists and they come up with different projects. So the best under 20, 10 under 20 players in the world. Get their player there, increase his market value. The same with the presenting players, right? So I'm not surprised to see Divan over there, and he will do more than that, bro. Divan will dominate Sweden. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you.
Why are you so hopeful that Divan will dominate Sweden when he hasn't kicked a ball? We haven't seen a Liberian in a long time since Sam Johnson left the shores of Sweden.
Listen to me. For Hammarby, on Zlatan Ibrahimovic money in that club, for Swedish men to sign you from Africa or trial. God. And I said this small, bro. For Swedish men to sign you 16 years or 17 to wait for you until you turn 18 to sign you. We're talking about maybe Kono King, they try here and there, they had to push it here, push it there. No. Divantia Diwa in Africa, the Swedish people kept sending message. No, we change the contract, yes, so we change the contract 100,000, we pay 30,000 now. It tells you something. They're looking at something in the future. So with that, big respect for him, big respect for Divantia. I sure that he would do well if he remain focused. We saw it the last time in CSK Moscow, one Liberian out there, right? So what happened? If he remain focused and committed, train hard, because right now the pressure on Divan to deliver. Mentally, he needs to be fit. The pressure on him. The league is very, very mean, aggressive, speed. So his IQ will be challenged. Now, if he succeed beyond expectation, Boop Divantia's create maybe 10, 15 assists, they were talking about selling Divantia now for maybe 250 million Swedish krona, 300, 400 million.
Wow.
Okay, so Ephraim, we have talked so much about Divantia. Let's hear Divantia himself about his move to Hammarby. He spoke with the club after that signing ceremony. Let's hear Divantia.
Yeah, I feel good. I'm so excited to be here. It's a proud moment for me and my family. Yeah, thanks to everyone for their support, and thanks to the fans also, because they gave me a warm welcome, and I'm happy. I want to achieve so many things, so I think Hammarby is the right way for me here. So maybe step by step, a little bit, I can get there. So I'm so happy. And thanks to Mickey also, because he helped me a lot. He always believed in me. So thanks to everyone in the club and the coach, the technical staff, everyone. I want to adapt good before I can showcase my talent. Yeah, talent without hard work is nothing. I love the fans. I love the fans so much. They motivate you to play, So thanks to them, and I'm happy to be here. I'm looking forward to meet them. Fuck Sabine. I love the fans. I love the fans so much. They motivate you to play, So thanks to them, and I'm happy to be here.
In that interview there, during his signing ceremony, I saw his mother in the background as well. But what I like about it is I like the height. He has a very good height. He's a left-footed player, brilliant free kick taker. and he's had some experience. And to you, Ephraim, how crucial has the appearances on the national team really sought him out?
Taking a national team cap helps you a lot. It shows a confident level, and that's why we need to be very, very mindful of players we bring in the national team. I'll be straightforward Liberians today. I spoke to
Mhm.
4, 5 agents, right, and especially in Division One, we overrate Liberian players in the league. For example, let me give you an example. No man for me, I don't cut nothing.
I
Yeah,
know.
no, I get shortcut. Okay. So an agent called me maybe 4, 5 days ago. Okay. Right after that show, and he asked me, Emmanuel C one. Is Emmanuel C the greatest player in Liberia or the best player in Liberia now? Because if we tell the world that this player is the best in Liberia,
Mm.
it speaks volume. Okay, especially these when we send out highlight videos, right? They will start watching highlight videos and will start saying it's the best player, this is the best player, this is the best player. Then we put the league here. So we need to be honest with ourselves and say, listen, Imaiasi is a great player, but he's a winger, not a center forward. Because the guy followed my Facebook, he said, but I hear people talking about Imaiasi, and I saw him training in Gothenburg when he came to Sweden. Is this the best player in your country now? And I said there are other talents in Liberia, and but for now he been scoring a lot of goals. He said, but this guy is a winger, not a center forward for him. So they saw what is it, that kid, this kid from Heavy Letting. He went to
Yeah,
Skinny recently.
No.
William
He's
Freeman.
yeah, the center forward.
Yeah, William Freeman.
William Freeman.
Now the guy said, okay, now I understand why. I understand other great players in Liberia, high potential. So height wise, he talk about height. Height, we need to pay attention there. And Myers a great player, but the European people are seeing Myers as a winger, not a center forward. So we need to understand at a very early age and try to switch it around. The reason one thing gave Myers a tough time when he came to Sweden, center forward, he need to score goals and they start considering this defenders' height in Europe, in the European League. Yeah, Akimo, I think you saw Swedish defenders, right? They tall like coconut tree. Tall.
And they get simple.
So yeah, honestly, so they see Myers here as a winger. So the moment we start marketing Myers here as a winger, then that pressure to score goal, remove it for him, and then he put in the place to create assists, create crosses, working off the ball. Okay, but when you look at Devantier, complete creator, ball carrier, distributor, guy that can change the game around for you. Then so it's a lot of differences. We need to look at the players' best option in terms of selling though. Yeah.
Okay, Devantier is not the only asset in recent time that have generated from our youth programs and a grassroots football. We're talking about Emmanuel Seed as well, but there is one Emmanuel Fode. I think you have seen Adahachi Samoka and also the
Vasco
legs of Vasco Smo,
Cole.
Candace Cole, who also been in Sweden too for a couple of days trial or so. What do you think of the waves of young talents in Liberia, still under 20 years old, trying to seek professional career there in mainland European football?
Imaya Fode, Vasco Smo, Araji Samuka, exceptional young kids. They just need to develop and we need to pay attention to what's happening. If we look at progress, Sam Johnson, an exceptional football player, strong producer. That remove Sam Johnson. Tivantier, exceptional. Excellent, right? Remove Sam. I mean, Tivantier. Let's go to Gono, his potential. Let's bring Oscar Dolly. If you start looking at them, one thing common is that exceptional ability. Now, Emmanuel Fode, the guy that signed Emmanuel Fode is my best friend, right? I keep asking, why saw Emmanuel Fode? Why this? He said, listen, Emmanuel Fode, left center back, you can convert into a left attacker. So he can play a center back and play in the middle. So many options over there for him. So when you sell a player like C just as 9, then you limit his option. So in Liberia, we need to look at exceptional players, look at 10 players for our common among the common ground, exceptional ability, ability to deliver, because if you play Samuka now, you take control of the middle. If you put Myers to your left back, you know that era lack. Yeah, Iron Gate. If you put in center back, you know he will make the ball long, he will cool the situation down, he will deal with air ball, he will lock down the center forward. So we need to look into them, start looking at what common, look for the common ground. Why in matter say common denominator? I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
we look
yeah.
at we look at Josh Weah, we look at James Diba, we look at Oscar Dolly, we look at Divan Tier, we look at Sam Johnson, we look at maybe Tunetis and Dooley Johnson, fine, what working for us, and start looking for players that fit in that box. Go to Ghana, this Samuel Michael Eason, Steven Apia, look at Nigeria, JJ Okocha. Find what working. It's so simple in football. Just find something that working and just follow it. But in Liberia, we sell too many Irish players, bro. I'm telling you. Too many Irish players who think they can play football.
To you, Akimo, we haven't heard you for some time now. I know most often we don't do, but do you care to give out some details that are in the contract of Divan Tier for the sake of the media, to make stories so that our sports journalists, follow the kid?
Yeah, Ben, we will do so, but we choose to not disclose financial
Okay.
issues because we don't want the kid to be under pressure.
Okay.
Sweden is not a place that can really pay money.
Okay.
Sweden is a springboard for Europe,
Okay.
and so we thought to forgo many options. And we knew at first Divan wasn't ready to play, but he had to argue. Look, I tell you, Ben, my thinking about football has changed, and so we thought to
How you used to think about football first? How you used to think about football?
Chris, I really saw football as a normal passion thing. I got a passion and I got a passion. No, football is a full package. Football is an all-time business. It's a whole day job. Football is not when today I keep more free, go to the field, and today when you got another detail in customer, I can make it. No. I visited MRB for the last 1 week. There's a lady serving me coffee. She has served me coffee 1 week. Every day I go there, I see her. That's football business. I see the children with despite the cold. They are going for training. I took them about 10 years. I took them about 11, I took them about 15 years old. Their parents dropping them off for training and remaining there. That football business. Back home, as soon as rainy season, and there's a little pour down a rain, players say they can't make it a for training because it's raining. Back home, when Akimo has an opportunity to coach today, and tomorrow he got an opportunity to go to work at maybe a security firm, then I leave my party and go. No. So I think football, besides our normal flimsy passion, if we want to succeed, we must make it a full business, a full-time business. When you call a team manager of Nima FC, letting the other update you about player Daniel Yuma, why he doing personally, why he did in Paris ground, how he's performing, how his material, where he is presently. Let him be properly in the know of said player. That's what I told him. My mentality has changed. And the contract talk about development. The contract talk about partnership. And Nima FC and Master Football Academy is going to be offering some of the best young players for trial at the end of every season or during the May season. Maybe our young kid, because presently the oldest player on Nima FC present is 22 years old. The reason why we did not perform exceptionally in the league is because to tell our player are high school students that range from the age, the youngest player on my team is 14 and the older is 22. So to tell my player do go to school, and I don't see that relegation as a deterrent. In fact, I'm so happy I'm going to start from somewhere and go look for all the country boys, the country children in the interior now. bring them back to Nima FC, who has the ability to run, teach them how to run the ball. Because some of them at the age of 10, 15, they can catch groundhog. It's really when you can run to catch groundhog and you just talk football a little bit, you succeed. You succeed. And so I'm going to recruit them. I'm going to see the television league as a rebranding and rebuilding of Nima FC that will make me that businessman in Liberia for football. I'm going to abandon everything back home and focus because I got too much to prove from the contract. I got the right and I got the challenge to produce more Divantia that should be going to Hammarby for trial. That is given to me. That the sporting director, the CEO spoke about that. That Nima FC, the way we negotiated in the last 2 years, you could stay, you stood by the decisions. I remember there was time that Heaven 11 and we broke up. There was serious conflict that they wanted to develop that play second round. And I said no. There was time that Watanga, there was a rumor. It's because I thought to live up to agreement. The agreement said to me clearly that I should not give Divan to third party. For any reason, we are seeing Liberia, they are going to provide invitation and you can go there and be there till he turn 18. And so those were some of the very important things I told him of and thought to not slip up because I was dealing with group of people that understand football very well. Another thing we spoke about is rebranding generally Liberian football because in the last few years, since the George Weah 11, Sweden have been a very big ground for Liberian players. You got a badge like Natu Punins and Dia William growing up there. The next group was Sam Johnson and now we got Divantier. So I also spoke to them. That was a sidebar conversation that since you guys are going interest in youth talent from Liberia, can we do this technical training that's going to last for a month or 2 weeks that you'll be imparting our coaches what kind of player that Scandinavia need? Because like Sporting just said, Emmanuel Sia in our eyes is a very brilliant player. I tell you for no joke, a player who could do anything with the ball in few seconds and get a goal. But back in Sweden, it's a different ball game. Pace is a different thing. So if a Swedish coach leave from here and get there and be able to share note with our tech coaches on the kind of player that can succeed in Sweden, and I think we'll get there because Liberian football is graduating now to a level. Our graduation presently is where everybody will use young player. So in our contract, we also spoke about technical training for our coaches. That is, I spoke to the Coaches Association before my coming to Sweden. I had a segment. My segment was to see Liberian football technically developed.
I'm sorry for interrupting. I have to interrupt you. I have to hold you right at Akimo, football administrator, coach, and a representative for Nima FC, where Divantia plays his club football before signing for the Hammarby. I have an important question for you, Ephraim. I want to ask. There's been rising or exponential growth of sports or football academies across Liberia. The Liberia Football Association has initiated very constantly on 10, on 12, on 15, and so forth. Some of the academies I could name, it could be the Ansu Academy, First Touch Academy, Tibet Academy, whom you form part of. Oh.
Why are you celebrating?
He knew I was going to call Tibet. But on a serious note, Ephraim, what do you think of those growing numbers of football academies in a period in time where we see our young kids, are going to Europe?
Yeah, amazing Liberia. A lot of academies, bro. I was down there from year to year. Wave 10, football academy. Right now, the FA, what we need to do, we need to help them with youth football development education. Because, bro, we got 4 years. When you turn 17, people start making decisions on your future by 16, 15. 17 years, a little bit of change, a little bit. You know, sometimes in England, the academy will keep you out of 21, right? Up to 19 is still looking at you. At the end of the day, and they release a man on the game free. Why you spend 5 years with Liverpool and Liverpool get you free? Imagine a player in Europe at 21 they give him out for free. So you think about an African player. So in Liberia, with a lot of football teams around, the FA would need to sit, bring them together, and tell them, listen, football academy is where player comes and they develop. So what we need, solid football education. Our
Do we
players
have coaches to do that?
Yeah, coaches in Liberia, but they want to be in Division 1. Listen, I offered a coach Tibet Football Academy under 18 before I left. I told him, take over Tibet. I will pay you, me. I will pay you. After 2 weeks, I saw him coaching Division 1. Why he doing Division 1? Come back to grassroots. Develop your own player. You see, Trogon Roberts in 4-5 years, Trogon Roberts will be like Akimo one sitting now with maybe doing German club or English club because
You pay every money, consistent.
yeah, we need to come back grassroots level, start to develop our players, help the FA need to help our football academy team. Listen, if you want to run football academy for free, find exceptional players. If the guy is not exceptional and he want to join a football academy, he need to pay. It's a whole different situation over there. So then people running football academy based on potential, not based on I'm a community team. Let me help. No. Our football.
Let me just hold you 1 minute. You think we have football academy or grassroots or youth programs we have in Liberia? Do we have a football academy in Liberia?
In Liberia, let's say Tibet. What's the team name? What's the guy?
First Touch and Sue.
First Touch. Yeah, they try First Touch, a little bit business minded, but they are not ready developing exceptional players. ASU, the same thing, they are not ready developing exceptional players. We need to be direct. We need to be straightforward. We need to be mean. Listen, if you want to play in this team, you need to be exceptional. You go to Tibet today, Tibet got 18 exceptional players at the under 15 level. The under 18 level, you find it difficult, maybe 7, 8, 9, 10. So we need to bring our football academies together and we need to give them solid football development education. What we need to do now, Akimo in Sweetie, can we talk to Hamabi in the future for Hamabi to send their, not their 18 coach, no, send their under 15 coach to Liberia for 2 weeks. And he work with coaches because in Liberia, something I see people will calf lesson B, calf lesson A, and say, "Oh yeah, that B coach." No. But you need to read books. You need to learn how to develop a player left foot, how to develop his right foot, how to develop an inside forward, how to develop a player that plays 9, 10, and 6 at the same time, how to convert a defensive midfielder into box-to-box midfielder, how to develop a center back that plays right back, can function as defensive midfielder in the game, can function as a center midfielder, goalkeeper that you develop a goalkeeper to play as a center back. You not find it in calf lesson B, you find lesson B, you find it in books, you find it in sports article. You need to attend different workshops here and there to learn how to develop a marketable player. Marketable player, not that charity thing doing Liberia. Recently, I used to blast a lot last year, right? And thank God Akimo came to Sudi, he saw football for himself. Even where I'm sitting down, bro, if you gave me an opportunity, I'll go back to Liberia to work in football. Because I know 4 years in Liberia, even 1 million or 1.5 million, brother. I'm telling you. So that's it. I think we need more education at grassroots level. We need to know what is grassroots football and how to develop an exceptional player. Some players, it will take you 8 years, some will take you 5 years, some will take you 2 years, some will take you 6 years. So we need to find them and look for exceptional players and invest in it. You can, if you see your own mama pay for it, they can't play, my man.
Okay, let me ask the two of you. Liberia, the famous George, we are 11, did well. Nigeria had the same thing with the team doing well. They invested into the youth program. The youth teams have been doing well. Ghana, other countries around here. Our youth teams locally are not doing the same. This opportunity with lots of young players dominating our national league. What do it mean for football development from the grassroots and Liberia image out there?
Akimo, let me run a quick 1 minute, then you come here. Liberian football teams officially need to learn how to travel. Travel down to Seven Ivory Coast, sit down and go watch Ase Mimosa for 1 week. Then you feel something different. Go to Guinea, watch them for 1 week. You feel something different. You get to understand football. Go to Ghana, right to Dream Football Academy. Just go there, watch them for 1 week, and you judge yourself and say, no, the thing will do me home. So our coaches, they are not, I mean, club owners, they are not ready traveling, you know. Like Akimo now, he saw football, reality, where like Bremen say, where like it. He changed his whole mind. In 1 week, the man whole mind changed, right? George is Sekou Mova from Rio Moja, close to breakthrough, Maya CA, Alaji Samoka, Vasco Small, he's smelling the money. So come here. You think you can change that kind of mind and to go back to the traditional mentality? No. So I think our teams officials, they need to travel a lot and just travel football and see things and learn and come back and change our approach. Akimo, you take it up on that.
I think consistency is another issue. If the players go through the ranks and file that we started in recent time, we have had a break in since the George Weah regime, the George Weah 11 time. Kevin Sigrid did not become a player that you see today just because he was Kevin. Kevin grew up for almost 10 years. The George Weah 11 that succeeded in 1996 actually started blowing from 85 to 96. So there were trends of consistency of the program being rolled up before they left Liberia. So we need to be consistent with the programs. We cannot develop one group of young, brilliant group of talent today, other twinkle, then you see them, being tear apart, and we're looking for a new breed again and just bring it immediately to another stage. No. Look, like I said, and to add to what I already said, experience is also important. Between me and you guys, I actually thought back home when I see the late coach Kebe, all the runnings of it doing, I thought it was just all and everything, but he did not even see how a fresh football looked like. But he thought that physicality of football was very important. So my mind and everything have changed that we need to start building the children mentality firstly. And that has to begin from the youthful stage. Then experience. Our coaches need to get up. And I said that, man, when DJ Sporting was coming the other day, instead of the LFA taking 350,000 and gave it to a coach, you can divide that money into two and seek an opportunity for attachment for some of our coaches who will be the best coach to come and see. I show that if some of the coaches were in my shoe to watch, come up between everything that sometimes we do in Liberia, we do it differently, but the way men do it, I see is different. The 5v5, 4v4, I saw them playing with 3 different bits. Emmanuel Kike always did that to my paragraph, but he had been very slow and skill. And when I saw the best that was being added, every player, no, you won't believe it that the player mentality firstly is different. To find a player coming left for Paris is difficult. So we need to start them from the grassroots stage. The mentality, firstly, you should not treat anybody with that preference. The captain of Hamad is the oldest player. He comes to the product that first to motivate. But back in our players self, you find out that a player knows that he's a goal scorer, he stay home, comes to practice when the practice are gone. Every practice time at Hamad or any club history that I watch, everybody went there to focus and win a place. Nobody gonna have a lecture and conversation. So our club officials do the travel. They didn't see a lot. And I think they were
I'm sorry
transformed.
for interrupting you. I'm sorry for interrupting, Aki, but all what we are saying, I mean, most of it has to boil down to finance, the motivation. Our clubs in Liberia, our economists, and even our administrators of football in Liberia, I'm sorry to say, but we are incredibly poor. We cannot be compared to clubs like Hamambe, Gothenburg, and so forth.
Even right in
Even
Guinea,
though,
Horia.
yeah, even though Hammerberg will say we're not comparable to Manchester City, to Real Madrid, and Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah.
How do you think we can close that gap?
Yeah, let me say to you that something in Liberia to be a major problem to us was infrastructure. Gaba, Benjamin, we grew up playing football, and we saw many others growing up playing football. George, we have one more best. Did not go to football academy. The world is transforming, and Liberia need to catch up. Finance is very important. The FA has been doing very well in giving us the platform to showcase young talents. Another thing we need to do that I see with the little fun we all get between you and I, DJ always try to just motivate back home, but there is no academy there. There is no academy. There are programs to keep young children together play football. From what I see here, there is no academy. It's just group of young children who got talent naturally, and you want to see them grow, and you think you hoping like me, we're hoping that one will succeed, and I go on the page, start to train them. I mean, at the end of the day, you see Divine go 2 years training, and he's still ongoing that. That means he said education firstly. Like Liberia need to open up that those connections we are making, the FA need to make some squad to bring some of the people over, like Harry just said. I mean, the finance is very important. We got infrastructure. And the best thing I saw in Sweden can be compared to Liberia, even though it's more in Sweden, but we got infrastructure as better than yesterday. So if we start to collaborate, there is no need of having one touch, T-Bag, and all of that. The financing already enough. If T-Bag collaborate with one touch, with the little finance they get, and with the force being brought together, we need like maybe 5 major of those kind of institutions in the country being regulated by the FA, if they're being discovered. Look, I don't want the FA to stay out and say it's a private thing. I'm telling you today that Tanzania have invited those courts. Those agents say that is managing, the agent that is managing Divine personally, they have paid money for first class, everything that they go there to watch their kids and see how better they can score some of them. Liberia has been blessed. Those people went.
Okay.
It is
Sorry for that.
As they got fully involved, to be able to coordinate properly the offsprings of academy, who be academics, and let us come back, because there's a reason why the teams are too much in Liberia. Every day, let us come take one team. It can't work now because we spotted from the beginning. Now it's starting again from academy. There's a need that we set a standard that one touch team, if you can produce there, you can be academy, they will come together. Like that, we're going to get the best academies in the country. Depending on the finances we will put together, and it's going to make a very great change for our country. And Scots will be great to come and see 10 academy playing, and they're very competitive. Then I'll see another one coming with just few players, and some of them not even organized is an issue. So, I mean, that's a serious organization I'm taking back to the country. I'm going to talk to the EC members and tell them, look, the proliferation of academy is not happening in our country. Let us come together and see why you guys come on. What's your philosophy? What's your methodology? Can it suit with this man? Can you people collaborate and make one? Instead of us aligning to go to the future again, and then we cannot manage it properly. So that's
what do you think on that, Harris? What do you think about that, Ephraim?
We need to put teams together. I've been making videos about Binze FC, Watanga FC, the Heaven 11, Kalon FC. You put all of them together. If you put 30 players, 120. Take 120 players, narrow it down to 30, you get the best. Enough money to pay salary, that one thing. We think about salary again now. get enough money to invest in our coaches. Coaches now focus business. The next thing we need to invest in real estate, right? Assets. So if Watanga today want credit money from EcoBank, what will get EcoBank? Nothing. Pins AFC today, they want credit money. I put in like brain English for people to understand the thing, eh? They want credit money, we'll get them money. Hammarby can turn up today to a Swedish bank and say, listen, we want 400 million based on this forward contract clause with this Danish club that we won't buy this player. Let's say, for example, Divantier. It's a set deal, the money will come, okay, or 500 million, we'll pay you later on. This is our stadium. We won't give you our stadium, give us 400 million. So our teams, we need to merge, create strength at the first thing. The stronger we are, then we start looking for ways to develop. The next thing comes down to policy, bro. So many teams in Liberia. I was in Liberia, one of my friends, she started football academy. I told us, listen, forget about football academy, take your money, go join Thomas Kojo or SKD. Get all that 1,000 to Thomas Kojo academy for one player there. Or two players there. Like, same thing, I've reached agreements now with I think 4 clubs in Liberia. I will pay 4 players salary, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Play there in your team. I'm an open team. So in Liberia, we need to merge money. Liberia, man, I'm broke. Why Guinea ahead of us? Ivory Coast ahead of us? They are people that join. They understand football. Now, if I tell Akimo, I will pump in 25,000 US. Another person can pump in 25,000. Anybody will match Nima FC Liberia. No. So we need to understand numbers. Hammarby, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, money there. Hammarby Umba Construction Company, money there. Hammarby supported by the community. They generating money from the community. All the kids under 15, the women team, 13, 14 years with that mom, pizza shop, owning the e-car, the supermarket. They will come together and will create money. The entire Pingsway City will need one football team. One football team. And the Pingsway City need to get involved. Now it comes down to government. The government of Liberia Sports Development Project is weak. I already know they get something. Because, listen, Ben, if you come here,
we're gonna find another day. We're gonna find another day for that, Ephraim. And
yeah, Ben, let me drop in 1 second. Ben, if you come here today, you say you're an open football team here, my brother. The people where you run beer, you're not finding out people where at the end of the day you end up joining with somebody. A Swedish man, I come and give you football club. One person. All the teams are owned by community, my brother. So community team here. That's why the people they are strong. People. Go ahead, my man.
Okay. It's another day conversation, Chris. We had it ready. Is there anything you want to ask?
I just want to ask one more question about Divantier.
I hope it's brief because
just briefly. What difference have you seen in Divantier since he went to Hammarby, watched his practices? What difference have you seen from the time playing in Liberia, being with Hammarby? What difference that other players back home can get motivated from?
Firstly, I see punctuality in Divine. I'm presently in Gothenburg. I was in Stockholm with him. I did not tell Divine go for practice. We're in the same apartment. I play video game and watching video. He wake up and understand that his transformation in what he's doing. And he wake up and know the time that he should be there 10 minutes before practice for briefing, for a pre-practice conversation. So I see punctuality in him. Decision making have increased, even though we all know his IQ is very high. He has gotten faster on the ball, and I think he has grown to be a very mature and responsible football player. He manages material properly. Back home, when I want to compare that, it's far different. Divan comes from practice and manages his practicing material very properly, and he knows that it's the same material that's going to give him millions of dollars in the future. So he doesn't just say, let me go and practice in the community with my boost. And he doesn't just say, let me leave my boost outside. So we are going to be very mature and ready for the future. And lastly, Divine will discuss football to you now, like the kid who are so different in Europe. He
No,
tells
on
you
that
that
part, I agree with you. For me, that what I really observe, the way he does the interview, the way he talk about,
yeah,
in the
it's
microphone, that is
different.
completely
He's not
different.
going
I
to talk
agree
like
with you on
Devante
that.
anymore. So that's just it.
Yeah.
Those things have been observed
Thank
for
you.
me, and I think
Thank you.
I think it was.
Well, Ephraim, we've got to go. Do you close for us?
A big opportunity to discuss Liberian football, and we look forward to more. And we hope Liberia we try to understand football better. Let us see football from the business side, and then our approach will change our discipline. And hopefully, I get to see Akimo before he go and leave, right? But man, if you see me, you know, brother, Liberia.
So that's it. Two football coaches and administrator and great lovers of the game joining us tonight on Talk Sports and on Intel Sports. I've been here with Chris. We should have had our colleague Seko Manuba, but he was not available for some accountable reason. We hope getting on another presentation of Talk Sports. But until then, from the production crew and me, Ben, let's say it, have a pleasant night. Always remember, Intel Sports Talk.